Hi friend, it's JP from toughstones.com, and in this video I want to show you how you can edit drums in every DAW. I'm using Logic Pro X myself, but you can do these exactly the same things in every single DAW. So I have 8 bars of recorded drums and they need a bit of editing. Let's take a listen. So, as you can hear, it's a bit sloppy performance, and some of the hits are all over the place. If possible, in the recording phase, make sure that there's no sloppiness in the drums, but if there is, or you're mixing someone else's material, and you can't really affect the performance anymore, it's handy to know how to edit the drums for more professional outcome. So, first of all, I want all the drums to be in the same group, and let's name it drums. This makes it easier to edit the drums because now I can treat the drums as a whole or as a unit. On the left side you can select the group settings. So when I have the mute selected, for example, and I mute just one of the drum tracks, all the tracks in the group get muted. But the whole point for this group is editing. I want Logic to select all of the drum tracks when I click only one, like this. This is important because when you're editing drums, you want to cut and move the tracks around as one, as a whole, as a unit, as if all the drums were in one track. This is because we don't want to mess with the phases of the drum tracks. So if I move just a snare track, for example, it can easily get out of phase with overheads. So when we move all the tracks at the same time, the phases between the tracks stay as they are, and the sound of the drums will stay the same. Okay, when we start to edit the drums, we might want to zoom in, and we see right away that the first kick hit is a bit late, and the first snare hit also. And when we go on, the second kick hit is a bit early, but the one after that is in time. So we can make a cut before the kick hit that's in time. And because the drums are in the same group, all the tracks are being cut. So now we can edit and move around all the drum hits that are before this cut seam, and the rest of the drum hits on the right side of the cut seam stay intact. So let's go ahead and move the first kick hit in time. Then we can make a cut before the snare hit, and then move that in time. When you make a cut, you want to make a crossfade as well. That way the seams are much smoother and you won't get any pops or clicks. Right, then we want to move this kick hit forward. So again, we make a cut before the hit and move it in its right place. So as you can see, the next kick hit is almost in time, but not quite. But if I go ahead now and move it, all the rest of the drum hits are moved as well, and that's not what we want. So I'm looking ahead for a place that we're in time or close enough and make a cut there. And now again we can edit the drums before the cut without affecting the rest of the drums. So I'm going to edit all the drums into grid so you get the idea of the whole process. Then when you get the idea and know how to edit the drums, you can then edit your own drums as much and as tightly as you want to. I'm editing rest of the drums quite fast, but still you get to see the whole process. Basically the whole editing process goes in the way that I showed you. There's nothing new, so to speak. The best place to cut is right before a hit. This way the cut isn't in the middle of the drum or cymbal hit, so the sound of the drums stay more natural. In this way you can edit drums in every DAW, easy and simple. That being said, every DAW has its own tool for this that makes the drum editing a bit faster because you can automate some of the process by quantizing the hits. But like I said, every DAW has its own tool for that, and they all have things you need to know about, and often it's not quite that simple. But this way that I'm showing you right now, you can do in every DAW, every time. Here in the end we have this fill, and we need to make a cut in the middle of a kick hit, but it should be okay as we don't move the snare hit that much, and we try to keep the kick hit's waveform the same. This way it sounds more natural and it won't clip as easily. Okay, all the editing has been done. Let's take a listen. And let's compare it to the unedited original version. The edited version sounds more professional, it's tighter, and there's no sloppiness anymore, and although I edited all the drum hits straight into the grid, it still sounds human, it sounds like a real drummer played it sounds realistic, but only so much better. So if you have this skeptical idea or mindset that editing will kill all the groove and the human element in your productions, you can let that mindset go. Editing is just a tool, just as any other. It just makes your music sound more professional and polished. The editing of drums is usually made before any other instrument have been recorded. This way you can record everything tightly on top of the edited drums. But instead, if you record everything and then start to edit the drums, the timing of other instruments will be out of place. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Anyway, editing is a crucial part of making professional sounding music, and if you want to know more, you can download this free guide that I've made for you. It's about turning your homemade demos into pro-sounding full songs, and you can download it from toughtones.com/guide, so make sure you get it. Thank you for watching this video, leave thumbs up and subscribe. Until next time, cheers!